You can't have a feature about signatures without a John Hancock, and Harvard Library is home to many versions of the famous patriot's bold autograph. Hancock's name at the bottom of the 1771 letter featured here is instantly recognizable. In size and form, it is almost identical to how it would appear on the Declaration of Independence 5 years later. While the Declaration would be a definitive political statement, on the 1st of January 1771, Hancock's mind was more focused on matters of business and commerce. In this letter, Hancock writes to his business associate William Palfrey, who was preparing to sail to London in one of Hancock's ships. Having a trusted friend head to London was really a boon to him at this moment, as Hancock's import and export businesses were really struggling due to the increase in competition after the repeal of the Townshend Acts earlier in 1770. Hancock asked Palfrey to take a few outstanding bills to London and press the merchants there to settle their debts, tasking Palfrey to use your utmost endeavors to obtain payment either in whole or in part. In addition to getting paid money he was owed, Hancock was looking for additional business opportunities as well. He goes on to ask Palfrey to work with those same merchants to purchase oil, potash, and whale fins, which Hancock hoped to sell back in America. Hancock may have had money on the mind, but as ever, the lines between politics and business were a bit blurry. For over half a decade at this point, Hancock had been one of the most vocal proponents of non-importation agreements between American merchants. These were boycotts against British goods that Hancock and others felt were being unfairly taxed. Though the bulk of the offending British taxes had been lifted by 1771, Hancock knew his name might be associated with the era of boycott and protest. Undoubtedly, the non-importation plan will be much the subject of conversation, Hancock said to Palfrey, and my name perhaps will be frequently and freely used on the subject. I would desire you to state the matters fairly and with respect to me to represent the truth. Palfrey's commercial mission was one that Hancock knew would be laden with political implications. Hancock closed his letter, just above his bold signature, with a further suggestion for Palfrey when dealing with the British. I recommend to you to be prudent in all your conduct, particularly with regard to America, that you may honor yourself and your country. There are more than 1,300 digitized pages of material related to Hancock's business and political dealings in the 18th century, freely available through the Colonial North America at Harvard Library website.